这杯历程。
We gon' run this town.
Oh, man. Now, that was a good intro. Well, thanks, Rockwell. That's probably the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Oh, man. Oh, anyways. What's up, guys? We're back at it live. If you haven't seen, right there on the screen, hashtag Time Warp in the comments, and you will be entered in for a chance to win. We're going to do some candy packs. And what else should we do tonight, Ashley?
I don't know. You got me on the spot.
We had an alien talking for a minute, and now you don't know what to say.
Where I'm at in life.
All right. So yeah, we'll probably give away. Well, we'll do candy pack. We do those usually. People like those, and maybe we'll do another couple leafing kits. But what we have been doing is once we get to 25 likes on YouTube, we'll go ahead and spin that wheel. And we'll give you all a chance to win. So we'll let you know what you'll be winning when that time comes. But we are back on the alien tank tonight. What I'll be doing is I'll be sanding this down smooth. And I'll be blending in the edges with a black base coat. And then we'll be doing some, type of a space theme. I do have a couple of stencils that I'll be showing, that I'll be using. I did use something similar to this in the Gerald Mendes class, as far as like a space background and doing some different techniques with that. So I'll be implementing some of the stuff that I learned with that on this tank tonight with you guys. So we'll be doing like the moon and stuff like that. But the biggest thing is we're going to get this image transfer blended in. So that way everything kind of like, smooths in and everything's all good. I did want to take a second and talk about the image transfer itself, because we did use the no need spray image transfer paper. Here's an extra one that I printed on, but the no need spray. So last week when we applied this decal, we didn't have to apply anything over the top of this, because usually you would put a clear base coat, or a lot of people would just use like a spray can clear coat over the top of this, and that way it would seal the ink down. But the no need spray, we found out that yes, you don't need any spray on top of that. However, after you kind of moved it around, we did notice that some of the ink did start to move around. And also by putting clear base coat over this image still before we lay it down and put it into water, it's going to give it a little more thickness, which I think would help out as well. But I was impressed with the adhesive and how it laid down and how it stuck. So that's probably the most important thing. The one thing that did happen is it says do not spray clear coat over the printed image. Now that's something I did do. I did test this out, and I was able to spray a clear base coat over the top. It was fine with that. But after I laid this image down and I hit it with clear coat, a bunch of like bubbles started to form. It wasn't that big of a deal, but kind of a big deal. It wasn't from underneath the image, it was actually on top. So whatever they coat the top of this paper to seal off the ink from the water was somehow causing air bubbles. I don't know what it really was. That's not usual what usual Waterslide would do. So that's the way it did act different. So if you don't plan coating this, don't use this paper, because it's you're gonna have the same problem I did. But I was able to save it. But yeah, a bunch of bubbles everywhere, and then I just kind of smoothed it all out and hit it with clear coat again. So not a huge deal, but kind of a big deal. So once again, clear base coat, put it in the water, lay it down, get it all squeegeed out, heat gun it, and then you're ready to go straight to clear coat over that, and you should be fine. So I would still recommend this paper. In fact, I'll be doing another one and just testing it out with that theory. But I'm already kind of certain that that's how that's going to work out.
We're at 25 likes, so.
All right. Go ahead and let's spin that wheel, guys. We'll go ahead and do a candy pack to start out. All right, looks like we got Ryan Christensen. Congratulations. You have won a candy pack. We'll be using a couple of those colors today on the background, and we'll also probably be tinting the silver leaf as well with that. So we'll be using red and blue to make a purple. I'm just using the LiMELiNE 600 grit pad to scuff and smooth this down. You can see right here where here's some of the bubbles that didn't quite come out. See that right there. And then I don't think that was one. But I'm going to go ahead and finish scuffing this down. We're scuffing this down for a couple different reasons: to smooth out that edge and to be able to, for the next layers of paint to be able to adhere. You can't just spray base coat on top of clear coat unless it's been sanded. So whenever you clear something, you're ready to move forward with more graphics, just make sure you hit it with either a sanding sponge or a Scotch-Brite or something like that.
Someone asked where the bubbles.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Someone asked were the bubbles a chemical reaction?
It was more like once the solvent hit the image, it took, because it didn't happen like real quick. It actually took a little bit. It caused like whatever was on the image to kind of seep up through, and it almost like it was some kind of a reaction, I think. Yeah, but it wasn't like a cracking or crazing. It was just basically it was making air bubbles that were trying to release. And the more clear coat I laid on it, the worse it got. So I actually had to let it dry. Like after a couple of coats, I had to let it dry for a minute. And I literally just took my hand and kind of like ran it across, you know, and I was like, well, you know, what's the worst can happen? But all the edges stuck down. I didn't have any problems with that. I was able to save it. And a lot of times you can. Little things will happen here and there. You can address those problems.
Johnson, I really love these sponges. Really help prepping my baggers with paint.
Yeah, they work even better when they're when you're wet sanding. But they are actually a sanding sponge. So unlike like what Scotch-Brite is, Scotch-Brite is just going to scratch the surface, which that's good because you need that adhesion. These actually will smooth it out. It's actually sanding instead of scratching.
Somebody asked, how do I transfer my image to that paper?
You can use either an inkjet or a laser printer on those. Let me find my glass in here. Oh, there it is.
Tyler asked, can you spray metal flake over a fairing that's already black, or do you need to do a new base coat?
No, if it's already black and it's been clear coated, you would scuff it down just like I did here. You would clean it first and then you would scuff it down. Make sure all your edges are done, and then you would clean it really good after again. So no, if you can paint right on factory black paint. You just got to make sure you prep it right.
Dave asked, do you have a preference for water-based paints or solvent-based paint products?
I prefer just to use solvent-based myself. I have used water-based. I think the last Gerald Mendes class I took, where we did some airbrushing, we used Createx water-based. It takes longer to dry. You have to be a lot more patient with it. It takes slower, more coats kind of with that stuff. But yeah, it does work. I prefer to use solvent base for sure.
With the person that asked how to get the image to that paper, they said, what program did you use?
You don't need to use, I just hit print on my phone. I don't know what program.
You just searched image.
Yeah, I searched the image that I wanted. This was actually an AI generated image that I did. So I just prompted a realistic alien face. Got a couple different ones. I like this one the best. So I took that, snapshotted a picture of it on my phone, and then my phone works wirelessly with the printer. So really it was just within an inkjet printer. Yeah. So it's just within the app of the phone. All right. So we have silver leaf here. We're going to work just on this area right here. So I'm going to take the 16th inch and I'm going to run it along exactly the same pinstripe I had before.
Someone says, I have some hot rod black. Can I scuff and paint right on top of that?
So if it's hot rod black, so if it's factory, yeah, you would scuff that down too. If it's spray paint or something else, then a different story there.
Someone asked, how many mils is a paper?
Oh, that's a good question. I wonder if it says on there. I doubt it says. Very, very thin. If I was to guess, I don't think I know my mils that thin. Yeah, it covered in pretty quick. It's very, very thin.
Someone asked, do you live in Pennsylvania?
No, we visited Pennsylvania though. We just got back there from there. What, 2 weeks ago? Pittsburgh?
Yeah, couple, maybe 3.
3 weeks ago. Nope, we're in Hooper, Utah, just outside of Salt Lake City. Farm town. In fact, you mentioned how it smelled like cow crap the whole way home. I'm like, well, we do live
I wondered if it was on my shoes, but
in the country.
just outside.
It's that time of year. I'm going to go ahead and tape off the other side here as well, because I do want to show you guys how to tint this silver leaf, because I don't want to leave it the silver. I do want to put a fade on both sides with either a purple or a blue. I'm probably going to do a purple. I'll make up my mind once we do the alien and see what it looks like.
Someone said that looks like Joe Biden.
We won't go there. Maybe that was my prompt. Looking for a Joe Biden looking kind of alien. Boom! There it is.
Mr. C says, Adam, I have some 1950s Mopar black paint in quart cans. That was my grandfather's. Is it possible it's still good?
Probably not.
That old black paint had the purple oil slick look to it.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Depends on what you're spraying it on, I guess. Probably worth a shot. Paint usually doesn't last too. Like the stuff that we carry has a shelf life of 5 years if it's not opened and stored in the correct temperature. So I don't know. Sounds like that's way over 5 years.
Yeah. Well, it is 1950s.
Yeah, it's a little bit after 5 years. Okay.
Steve said, are you taping the inside edge or the outside?
I'm taping out on the outside. I actually had a 16th inch pinstripe where I ran the silver leaf, so it's just directly on top of where I had it. I did fade black on both sides of that, so that's why I kind of knew where it was at. So I want to keep that silver pinstripe there.
Someone
Alright.
asked, does the vinyl tape work better for lines than paperback tape like 3M makes?
So you are going to get crisper lines with vinyl, but it's all preference. I mean, sometimes if it doesn't matter, you can definitely get away with paper tape. But I always use vinyl. If you're ever like taping off like around helmets and stuff like that, like the edge, definitely use vinyl, because sometimes you get so thick on the edges that the masking tape starts to tear on you, and then you're like tearing off little chunks. It's kind of sucks. But yeah, I always would lean on the side of vinyl for sure. Vinyl tape. It takes the corners better, but like I said, sometimes you can get away without doing that. Just the paper tape.
And then another question, someone said, how would you handle the back side or instrument side of a Harley fairing? I'm guessing it's plastic. Want to flake and add graphics.
Okay, good question. So if it's raw plastic, which that's how they usually are almost all the time, you definitely going to want to clean it really good, and then you're going to want to scuff everything down. So whether it's with a green sanding pad like we had, scuffing this down, just want to make sure everything's scuffed down, even inside where the gauges are. You're going to want to have all that taken out, obviously. And then you would want to apply a plastic adhesion promoter on the top of that. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do it. People might tell you different. I would err on the side of keeping your paint as thin as possible. So once you scuff it down and you get it all cleaned, you put a light coat of the some kind of a plastic adhesion promoter. Usually it's in a can, spray can. You can also buy it, I guess, put it in your gun too. Something kind of like Bulldog, but I think there's more. There's going to be something that's better for plastic than that. Although Bulldog would probably work just fine. You spray that down, let it sit, maybe 10-15 minutes, whatever the instruction says, and then you're going to go straight away with paint on that. So whatever color you plan on painting it, that's what you would go. Just remember, just do light coats to start, though. You don't need to hammer it on all crazy at first.
It was clearing and had a run, got some tape to remove most of the run and pulled a section of my leaf off. F my life. Laugh out loud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you would just tape that area off and re-leaf it. That kind of happens. You really don't want to tape on your leaf. Like, even I'm taping a little bit on this, but I feel pretty comfortable because it's been clear coated. But definitely, if it hasn't been clear coated, do not tape directly on top of the leaf. And if it's been clear coated and it's fresh clear coat, I just wouldn't do it. You're just asking too much. You know, that paint's pretty weak still at that point to hold up. So
Mr. C said about that 1950s paint, he said, so 70 years might be a little over the best by date. And then he said, wait, they didn't have best if used by dates back then.
Yeah,
Crossing my fingers.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Shady Vito said, I'm dying to try leaf on one of my lures.
Oh, very interesting. Yeah, I'd love to see that. So I'm just using regular paper right now because for some reason I have no idea where my masking paper is. So I'm just using printer paper.
Speaking of paper, the person that's asking about how thick the transfer paper is, he said, do you know the solids in the clear you're using? That would give me an idea of how many mils of paper and the sticker slides you're using.
The mils of the, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what's going on there. Because I did, yeah. It's thin enough that you don't, it's under a mil. I know that.
Darren said, my hard saddlebags were just delivered, came in gloss black, and I want to flake and do the graphics. Same process as raw plastic, question mark.
Yeah, and just make sure it's not like, yeah, because sometimes they come in kind of glossy, but they're still plastic. I don't know. Just double check to make sure that there is a coating on there. If there is a coating, yeah, you just same process. scuff it down and then just go from there. You can still use adhesion promoter if you felt like it. Remember, use that stuff like really lightly though. You don't want to pile that stuff on like crazy either, because that could cause you problems as well.
It looks like we're at 67 likes.
Wow.
So
All right.
you want to tell them what to type in, and then we'll do
Yeah,
it.
so you want to go ahead and throw that up on the screen?
No.
Oh, it's too hard to find it?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, if you guys have just barely tuned in, you can hashtag time warp, no spaces or nothing, just like you would hashtag it in the comments, and that's going to put you in for a chance to win on the wheel. The wheel we're going to spin here. And we'll go ahead and do another ultimate pack. The first one wasn't, no, I'm sorry, tri-pack. She's looking at me all funny. You're like, damn, you're giving stuff away.
Wait, let's do a black candy because somebody wanted to do that last time. So
Okay.
This winner will win a black candy
Okay, sounds good.
because a lot of people have been asking for that. Just make sure there's no questions.
Yep, you guys can get your entries in if you haven't got in already. Time warp, hashtag time warp.
All right, here we go.
Yep, good luck, guys.
There's the winner.
Who do we got? Mayan 34956. Congratulations. You have won yourself the 4-ounce black candy concentrate. So if you already have the clear base coat, you're all good to go. I almost got it here, guys. I'm trying to prevent from taping too much on top of my leaf here. It's a little bit fine. I'm sure it's going to be fine, but I don't want to risk it.
All right, let's see. I have some questions.
Also, I'll kind of like a little bit like this. I'll take a little bit of the tack off the back because I know it's going to be hanging out a little bit on this leaf.
Roman said, I see you're offering tack cloths now. Do you usually use them, just not on the live?
I'll use them all the time. I just never, I usually just use them when I'm in the booth. That's pretty much the only time I use them. But not all, sometimes I use them behind the scenes up here as well. But yeah, it's not very often we're in the booth on the lives. So, but yeah, I like them. Most people use them, I think. It's a good idea. I also want to get on one of those like static guns too. See what those were all about. Okay, a couple more pieces right here.
Cheese Grits and Nike will ask if we are going to SEMA in Vegas.
Yes, we will be. We'll be in SEMA.
We'll be at SEMA.
We'll be at
Vegas.
Yeah, we'll be in Vegas at SEMA, or however you want to say it. Yeah, on Friday we'll be there. We usually don't make a big deal out of it or nothing. So usually we just go in there and check things out. And yeah, it'll be fun.
Travis said, my paint is the SEM Hot Rod Black Matte Finish. Can I just spray your flake right on top of that for my base? Or should I use a new base paint on top of the matte finish?
You can scuff it down and go straight to, just like you're thinking. Scuff it down, clean it up, and then go straight to the flake. And that's a good quick way to to get there without adding a whole bunch of build. Because yeah, you could throw more base coat on there, but I don't know. There'd be no reason to do that. So yeah, you're already partway there, which is the black.
A Johnson said Rob Vanderslice just give you a shout out on his live.
Oh yeah, right on. Well, we'll shout him out then. How come we don't have him on?
I don't know. You should
Huh.
get him next.
Well, he usually has his live, I think, like an hour or something before this one or something like that.
Maybe you guys just combined it.
Maybe one of the weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Because he was here when we did a live. He just was sitting in the back.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sitting there with me.
Wait a minute, you didn't do anything either? It was just me?
No, I mean I was sitting behind the computer like I always do.
Oh, okay.
But he was here.
While we were doing a live is what I was trying to say.
There was a point in time where I just did them by myself, and they were terrible because I literally wasn't paying attention to any of the comments. So yeah, things changed once you came and helped.
Aww.
People started to actually show up. Before I was just talking to myself.
You do that a lot.
Yeah.
David said, how does the flake look over a different color base rather than just black?
If it's on top of a colored base, it's not going to be that great of a look unless for some reason you love something that looks like that. It's just going to look like silver base and then kind of like covered over a color. Black is the best thing because it's going to be, black is so reflective that it's pretty much like lights up your metal flake from the back side out. That's why it looks so great being black. But you can always do it over primer. If you have a gray primer, you can go straight to the flake. However, you're going to find that it's not quite as sparkly as if you were to do it just with the black underneath. That's my opinion, and I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. So I don't know. People still think I'm crazy, and they still say silver. But I'm like, why? Why are you going to buy expensive silver base coat when you don't need to? And it's going to, I don't know. That's just, everybody does it different way, and that's fine. I mean, it looks different, and maybe it does look better on silver to them, not to me.
John asked, just painted my bagger and the clear came out like glass. Do I need to polish? And then I just did see that Mr. C said I would cut and polish it.
Yeah, you can. The nice thing about metal flake is when it comes to cut and polish, it's a totally different animal than trying to cut and polish black base coat, gloss base coat, because it's just flake is so forgiving. Like you can literally have like sand swirls in there. You just can't tell. You just can't see them because the surface is so reflective. So yeah, you can cut and polish it. Sometimes you can get away with not cutting and polishing, but I mean, if it's, I always still feel like you should. It all kind of depends. Is it your bike? Is it a customer's bike? If it's a customer's bike, that you need to cut and polish it, in my opinion, because that's kind of the standard. If it's your own bike and it's flaked and you're doing the extra layers of clear coat, you can get away without it. You really can, especially if you put on a over reduced what's the word of term I'm looking for? Not flash coat, a flow coat over the top. Okay, we're just about ready. Let's see. Let me make sure I don't have any areas.
Cheese Grits and Michael said it is hard to paint and read.
Yeah,
Steve
it
said
slows the process down like crazy.
Steve said, "Are you getting paid, Ashley?"
She gets every other super chat.
Oh, I do. News to me. Maybe I get that later. Dave said, "What about a red base?"
Yeah, I mean, it's probably won't look that great. If you were doing a red flake, you can do a red base. I feel like that would be fine. But then, however, with the red flake, that comes with its own set of battles, and we talked about that last week. It's better to stick with silver and use candies over the top. All right, black base coat. So we did use a black candy over this. We're going to use a black base coat now because black candies are still transparent and you'd be able to see this edge. So you need to make sure you're using a black base coat in this case.
How much metal flake would you need to knock out a tank, fenders, maybe a Dyna style fairing?
So the tank and the fenders, I would say 1 pack, but with the fairing, you're going to want to get 2 packs. But maybe if it's a small fairing, you can get away with 1 pack still. Kind of depends. All right. Let me double check because I don't want to. Yeah, we're good. This is black base coat.
Someone said, you heard it here. Give her a raise. A. Johnson said, what am I doing wrong when using your fine line tape? I get a wrinkle on curves 1/8 and 1/4.
Oh, so when you're taking corners, yeah, the best thing is just to practice not to tug and pull on the tape too hard when you're going around those corners. And it just really takes practice. Make sure your surface is really clean and really smooth, because if you're taping on top of rough base coat, that tape is just not adhering like it should. The smoother the surface, the cleaner the surface, obviously the better it's going to stick.
What size of needle is that in airbrush?
This is an airbrush that I'm testing from a manufacturer that I've actually had this for, I think, the last 5 weeks or so. I've been using this and it still hasn't broke down on me. But this is a 1 point. They made this in a 1 or a 0.4 for me. So usually a 0.35 would be normal, or a 0.5 would be the other size. 0.4 is kind of in between. I like the idea of that. I always thought that 3.5 was a little too small, and it would, with the smaller needle sizes and the nozzle sizes, sometimes it's more prone to getting clogged rather than the little bit bigger size. So 0.4 on this one. And you can see it's flowing out pretty good. Really good, actually.
Would 2 packs of flake cover a 50 Chevy roof of a car?
A Chevy roof? Yeah, I think 2 packs will do it. Yep, and then you put that into clear coat, or some people put it in clear base coat, and you can get away with that as well. But you just remember you're going to have more texture from the flake.
John said he painted his bike. It came out fantastic. I'm very proud of it. First time painting a bike. Putting the second color on tomorrow.
Oh, right on. The first one's always fun, if everything goes right.
Tell them to send pictures and then we can share them.
Yeah, send some pictures. You can always send pictures to my Instagram, Time Warp Custom Paint. And yeah, we have last couple weeks. I think we did share some viewers' photos.
Do you offer 1/16 tape and 1/32 tape?
No, just the 16th is the smallest.
Cheese Grits and Nyquil said, wow, you are not afraid to tip that paint cup horizontal.
Yeah, we have accidents around here. We're just waiting for it to happen. Actually improves the audience retention, because then it's like, I got to stick around and see how the hell this guy's going to pull this one off. As you can see here, I'm kind of spraying at an angle that's away. Like, if I wanted to fill this in, I wouldn't fill it in this way, because then I'm spraying overspray all over my dude's head there. So, yeah, I also want to make sure that, that makes sense, right? Because it's hitting there and it's ricocheting all over. You don't really see it, but it really does. I mean, we're getting overspray on it already, but the fact that we're coming in at it this way, we're minimizing that. So we don't have to tape it off or anything crazy, because we don't want to do that either.
James said that looks like his mother-in-law.
Oh,
Yuri. So it looks like we're past 75 likes. So let's spin the wheel.
okay.
So tell them what to do.
You can, so if you're new, you haven't done this before, you can just in the comments, hashtag, you can see other people have done it, Time Warp. in there. That's going to put you in for a chance to win on the wheel.
So we'll let them do that for a couple of minutes, then we'll spin because we're past the 75, and then let's answer a couple questions so they don't get lost in this.
Okay.
And if there is ever a question that I don't get to, it's probably because it got lost in the hashtag.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Just ask again.
Yeah. So with the giveaways, the questions get lost. So answer or ask them again, and we'll try to get those answers for you.
So Darren said, how would you rate the Avante airbrush you tested from Harbor Freight? Just picked one up.
It was pretty good. It's still working. It's still working good, actually. I use it for my glue now. And then this one I've been using because I've been wanting to test this one. So yeah, Avante, good airbrush. Is it better than the Neo? Hard to say. I don't think it's better, but for the price, that's what I would do. Because I think it's like still 1/3 the price.
Zane said, I sent some pics of a recent project using your candy red to Facebook. That one,
Facebook.
He doesn't check that hardly ever, so DM him on Instagram, or that's probably better.
Yeah, Instagram.
Travis said, I love how you guys take the time to answer our questions. Thanks for doing this, you two. Oh,
Yeah, you're welcome.
And like I said, hopefully I get to yours. If I don't, just ask again.
Yeah, hopefully I answer them right. You never know.
Happy accidents is art.
True that.
It was such a lovely forehead.
Yeah, I kind of got a little more overspray right there than I wanted, but I'll live with that.
Do they have to enter the hashtag timer at each spin?
No. Nope, you're automatically re-entered. It does not allow you to win twice, though. I know that. So.
Last question, then let's spin the wheel.
Okay.
John asked to send you pictures on your Instagram. Do I just message you or tag you? What's better?
The best thing to do is just message me.
All right, let's spin it. Oh, what is they gonna win? Candy pack?
The candy pack. Charles M. Got you winning the candy pack. So that's awesome. So all you have to do is info@LiMELiNE paintsupply.com. You just need to email us. We have written your name down, so we just need to know your address. And we will get you your prize. All right, I think I got it here. We are good. We are good. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, that's just, see those bubbles that happen. That's kind of one of the issues. That's kind of what it looked like all over, though. Didn't quite sand it all the way out. That's going to be fine. It's going to blend in with the space theme. As long as the next coat of clear kind of like flows over the top of that, it's going to be fine. But we're going to have a lot of textures and stuff. But yeah, you would maybe still be able to see that even if it does flush itself out. All right, let's get to it. We have a super chat coming.
Yeah, that's $20 from Roman.
Oh, Roman, thanks, brother. Appreciate that.
Said my favorite channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That means a lot. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to clean out the black I have in here.
Like John said, he just sent you those pictures too. So check out his first bike he painted.
All right.
And show me, because I like to see too. And then let's try and post some next week.
Okay. All right, so we're all cleaned out here. I like to use like a spray bottle. It's over there. I don't want to really do it on top of the alien here, but I'll just spray like lacquer thinner in there and then flush it right out. Pretty easy process. So I'm going to put some white base coat in here. white base coat. Okay, so that's really over reduced. That's so in other words, that's really runny, and that's what we want, because we're going to build a background and a texture. I might actually, I have that painting right here. Maybe I'll show. Let me show this real quick. So as you know, maybe some of you know, I did go to the Gerald Mendes class, and I did this painting there. Kind of learned a lot of new stuff. But what I'm going to try to do is, and I did paint this before, but I'm going to use the stencil to kind of create a texture, kind of like this space kind of deal for the back of that. We have a moon here. I did do a cutout. Where did I set that at? Oh, it's right there. The moon here. That's way bigger than that, but yeah, so that'll fit there. So we plan on doing that. We're doing some textures, and we're going to mix up some candy to kind of do the same thing. We have some like purple here. We have the blue here. And so, yeah, I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to do it quite maybe that good. I don't know. We'll see.
Cheese Grits and Michael said, have you ever
Thought about auctioning off these pieces you do during your live feeds?
I haven't. No, have I? I may have thought about it. No. Yeah. I kind of like to keep them, I think, because I never have anything when I like go to shows or anything, because everything's always gone. So I'm starting to get a collection now. So yeah, maybe one day I would. I'm gonna keep them for a little bit.
When are you getting a white base coat?
So the white base coat I'm using here is a LiMELiNE base coat, but we don't have the labels finished for it yet. But you should see those like in the next month or so. We'll have the labels done on those. We'll also have for the by the new year, we'll also have silver base coats and a couple other stuff as well.
David said, I can't wait to try your Serafe graphics. And Travis said, I just bought a TimberTech AG183K airbrush to test. So far, pretty good for a $25 airbrush.
Oh, really? Wow.
Is there such thing as candy white?
Yeah, you know what? I was going to actually say something. I'm like, this isn't a candy white because there's no such thing. Yeah, I get that question a lot, actually. Is there a candy white? And there's not really a candy white. There's a candy colors and there is a candy black.
John said, cool, I just picked up your polisher.
Oh, sick. Awesome.
It's nice and shiny.
It does. Okay. White base coat. So once again, this is like really, wow. Hold on, we got a little black in there still.
What makes it a candy?
The candy means it's transparent. So it's more, it's not made out of the same substance as like a paint, because like this black paint is a pigmented base coat. So it's meant to cover. A candy is transparent. It's a dye. So how did, go ahead and say it again.
So I think of it as a candy is like a Jolly Rancher, because you can see through it and it's colored, but it's still clear. And then pigments are like taffy, because they're colored, but you can't see through them. They're thick.
Yep, they're thick and they cover. So, and that's what we're using here too, is we're using a pigmented paint, because there is no white candy. And even if there was a white candy, I wouldn't even see a purpose for it. But what you can do is over reduce your white base coat, and you can make it very, very transparent, because as you can see here, maybe I can get that just a tad bit closer.
He said, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So I want to come in at this angle, kind of like I did on the moon on the Gerald Mendes dragon there.
What vinyl do you use for your stencils?
I'm using a Oracle 6. You remember what it's called? It's on the back of that roll right there.
631.
631.
Could you do an over reduced white like a whitewash?
Yes, but yes, you can. Yep. And I've seen it done, and I actually like that. Just remind me of something I've seen a few times. Yeah, you can like put highlights at the end, but the key is, you see how this is like blending out really smooth? It's not like putting out big droplets. It's because it's like water almost like in there. It's really thin. And I'm just kind of building up slowly this edge. But I do also want to make sure that I have enough on the moon that you can still see it. They don't take much. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit of texture in here as well.
Bobby asked, where do you go to purchase your products? And Kevin said Amazon, which is correct.
Correct.
Thanks, Kev.
Ding, ding, ding. Is he win for that? Is there a win for that? First one to answer that, yeah, every time. Okay, so this is just like a. This one's all right. This is all I really had as far as anything close to a texture stencil. There's some that are better than this. Let me.
What's your PSI?
Oh, here we go. Let me use this one because it has more littler ones here. My PSI is around 18 on this airbrush. 18 PSI, I would say. All right, so I'm just going to lay this out, but instead of like keeping it, I'm just going to kind of move it around. Like not keeping it stationary. And
Isaac just gave you a $20 super chat.
oh, yeah. Thank you, Isaac.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So supposedly that's mine.
What's that? I didn't get that.
Supposedly that's mine.
Oh, you're what?
You said every other super chat I get.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Thanks, Isaac.
As you can see, I already forgot.
Yep, see? Do you reduce with water for easy erasing?
No, this is a solvent base, so this is over reduced with urethane reducer.
And Kevin said, I bought a few things there from Amazon. That's how he knows.
Yes. And speaking of that, if you guys have bought something from LiMELiNE on Amazon and you like the product and you want to show your work, or you just want to be nice and put a review on there, or you just want to show other people what's possible with the products by putting up images, because you can do that on Amazon. You can put up review images. Yeah, you can do that for us. We'd really appreciate that. What is on the floor right there? Is that crap right there? No. Oh, never mind. I thought that's what you were smelling
live
earlier.
at a farm,
Yeah.
or around a farm.
I smelled something for a second.
I told you, wonder what was on those shoes.
It smelled something weird.
Laugh out loud, Steve said, and Isaac said, laughing my ass off. He did say it. I heard him. Ask is getting paid. It's yours. Oh, he gave you a $2 super chat. Said, you guys rock.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So it's work on Amazon, Nate said. Water would not be good with solvency urethanes. That might take some time. I bought a lot of Lime. John said that might take some time. I bought a lot of LiMELiNE products.
Oh, thank you. That would, man, I appreciate that. Some of those don't have any reviews at all because they're kind of newer and it's people don't do reviews. But if you like it, yeah, hit it up. And then the picture reviews are the best because it shows other people the possibilities of what the product can do. And yeah.
Wars Custom Builds just said we just bought your orbit sander. It works great.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that's like my favorite thing, that orbit sander, because it's like has like a triple muffler thing in there, so it's not all crazy loud. It's probably the if it's not the most quiet DA sander you've ever used, it's dang close. The vibration is very low too. So yeah, thank you. I like it myself.
Cheese Grits and Michael said, would misting a very light layer of reducer and then blotting up with a paper towel work similar to Windex and water-based paint?
Say that one more time.
Would misting a very light layer of reducer and then blotting it up with a paper towel work similar to Windex and water-based paint?
I think so. I think that would work. Like to make a texture?
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. In this case, probably not, because then it would show the metal flake through it. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you can experiment with when it comes to that, and you can get some really cool effects. So yeah, if you like the results of that, what that does, then that definitely does work because you like it.
Ron said, "Is that a government cover-up photo?" Andrew said, "What's the comparison between LiMELiNE and House of Color gearing up for a project soon?"
Yeah, it's just it's all preference. You know what I mean? LiMELiNE, you can buy it in the smaller bottles. It makes it much more affordable. It does show you on the side of the can like how to mix the secondary colors. You can also mix the tertiary colors off of that as well. You just save more money. Yeah. LiMELiNE sticks with the same brand all the way through. So it all depends. It's going to work just as good for you, whether you go with House of Color or you go with LiMELiNE or you go with some of these other companies. Just make sure they're transparent candy paints.
Willow's Mutt said, "Working with graphite, it's weird to see white go down first, backwards to graphite."
Yeah, the white.
And then A. Johnson said, "Why don't you have glove love on your other hand?" Is your product for auto body only?
No, you can use them for like we painted toasters, dog dishes, skateboards. But yeah, it is mostly for automotive use. That's what it's designed for, but you can really paint anything that stands still, really.
Is the sander a short throw sander or a regular type sander?
The sander is a regular throw sander. It's not because I know some of those sanders come with less of a throw, so it's less of a rotation, and that does help when it comes to like having curlies and stuff that form, and when you're sanding. But no, it is the regular. But yeah, it does less work. That's the only problem with those smaller throw sanders. It takes a lot more work to get the job done.
What is the SCFM requirement for the sander?
Huh. You'll have to email us and I'll have to get back to you on that.
Vic said, "Got my candy pack prize in the mail the other day and can't wait to test them out. Thanks
All
again."
right. See? Prize winners. Now we got proof that we're not just lying.
Oh, looks like we're at 106 likes.
106. Wow. Okay. Ready to go again?
Tell them what to do, and I'm going to read these couple questions. Tell them what to do again.
So if you can see in the comments, you can just hashtag time warp. That's going to automatically put you in for a chance to win. It's going to put your name on the wheel for a chance to win a what are we doing on this one? You don't know?
Not a leaf.
Not a leaf. Okay. We will do let's do a couple packs of metal flake, and then we'll do some rolls of tape.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Let me do a couple questions, and we'll let some people type that, and then we'll spin the wheel. Let's see. I bought all the products, including gun and DA sander. Now just building up the courage to start.
Yeah, right on.
Do it.
Yep, just practice a little bit.
Do you use much Cretex water-based paint?
I have not really. I used it on that last project I showed you. But yeah, if you were to use water-based, use Cretex.
How do you replica Murano pearl?
I don't know exactly what that is, but if it's like a diamond pearl or something, then you would spray it white base coat, and then you would take a clear base coat, put the pearl in it, spray that over the top. So it's like a 2-stage. So you got the white underneath, and then you got the pearl on the top.
What advice would you give for starting on a 50s fridge to paint it? Paint it inclusive, a variety of startles. I have a 50s hot point I want to do after watching you. There's a couple misspellings, so I'm not sure what he was trying to say, but what advice would you give to starting on painting a 50s fridge?
Well, I don't know. I would probably just get it into a solid color to start. But yeah, I mean, prep. You know, the best thing is just to practice the prep work, get it all prepped, start at that, and then just kind of build from there. So don't try. You don't necessarily, if you're just learning, you don't need to learn the whole job. Just learn how to get it primed and get it cleaned, and how to mask it off. And then once you got that done, learn the primer, get the primer down, sand that, and then just go for it. Really, I mean, it's really, this stuff's not that hard.
Someone says you have one glove on because you're like the king of paint, like Michael Jackson, and then they said OJ has the other glove.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why this is happening with the one glove thing.
Okay, let's see. Hopefully I'm caught up and then we'll spin the wheel. Oh my gosh, there's just so many. I don't want to miss anybody. I think I got all the questions.
Star?
So.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. Yeah, because I'm just putting out a couple dots just to do a star.
Oh, we all know what he did on my star tattoo, so let's see how this goes.
No, that's it. That's all.
That hurt.
A little dot.
All right, let's spin the wheel.
Do it.
Go.
Up, girl. All right.
Metal flake and tape.
You want yourself some metal flake, and we're hooking you up some fine line tape. We'll get you all the sizes. So, hey, if you got something to flake and it's something to tape, that's a good way to start. You see, I hit that star right there, and then I'm just kind of building, trying to be patient with it. I'm just kind of building up the layers a little bit. Right there, and then just kind of a little bit of a cloud look. Let's see, let's go ahead. Let me grab my paper. I take the ripped piece of paper, hold it up. Instead of holding it like this, you hold it straight down like this. And then brighten up areas. Kind of like what a cloud would do, huh? Get that a little more texture there. Let's see. A little more shape.
Ray Johnson said, man, I have gotten cursed out plenty of nights looking at your TikToks. My wife be pissed when she's trying to sleep.
Probably, what the hell are these sounds?
Get some headphones. Are the stars the new bullet hole?
They can be. That's the nice thing about space designs. We'll also be like, actually, and I'll do that here. Maybe once I got a little more texture brought up into here. But yeah, I pull back and then we'll just kind of splatter a little bit of paint on there.
Custom UFO gas cap would be cool.
Yeah, you can do a lot of cool stuff with that. That would be awesome. Somebody did mention putting Rockwell right here last week. And I thought,
which I'm not sure what does that mean.
that's just like a cool name for an alien.
Oh. Okay.
Right? I'm guessing that's what it was. I know that's how I took it. If I'm wrong, then let me know. But no, I think that would just be a cool, if that was done in the variegated leaf on the top, and maybe it overlapped this a little bit. We'll see. I don't know if I want to get that much farther into this tank, but we might do it. That would give you guys a glimpse into putting the leaf inside of inside of a lettering. And then we'd also have probably a border around that as well. We'd have to do some kind of border because it would look way too generic. If it, either we'd have to pinstripe it or we'd need some kind of a border.
Have you ever painted a stand-up jet ski?
Yeah, that's funny. It's one of the first things we painted.
Yeah.
God, I love that
Isn't
thing.
that funny? And he loved the damn thing. It hurt.
It was a wow, what was it? Kawasaki 400 or the 440. That's kind of weak, I know, but it had the whole of this thing was amazing. Like it cut through the water so good. Even if it was a 440, it was like my favorite machine. Yeah, we did realistic flames on it.
Yeah.
It sucked and it fell off. Remember, it chipped off. It looked terrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible. They go through a lot of abuse. Just to let
So
you know.
much abuse.
If I was to redo one, I'd totally do 80s style though. I actually have a stand-up jet ski that's sitting over here in the corner.
Dave M's a new member. Woohoo! Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, so if you're a part of the membership program, whatever level you are, I am starting to post more updates on that, so you'll be able to see kind of in between steps. Last week I did post a little bit about the image transfer the next morning, letting people know, hey, we made it. It didn't slide right off while we were gone. So, and then I do go through a couple other details here and there, and I'm going to try to do that more for you guys because I know that was kind of stagnant on that for a long time. But I'm going to try to get more involved in that member section.
Is this paintbrush you're testing for LiMELiNE product?
It is. Yep.
And Roswell is where the aliens crashed in 1947.
Oh, there you go.
That's why.
So that's still his name, though.
That's cool. I'm not sure how to say that. Machino Design said, that was me. Roswell last week. He's the one who said it.
Oh, it was? Okay, cool.
Have you seen the movie Paul?
Paul?
Uh-huh.
That's my last name.
That's my last name, too.
Oh, it is?
Oh, dang. Hey, look at that. Must see it if you like the little green men.
I don't, actually. This is going to give me nightmares tonight, but maybe we'll have to watch it.
A. Johnson said, funny thing is the headphones are right on the nightstand. Just put them in your ear. Don't wake the wife. Don't make her mad. The light's not playing good tonight. Can't really see what you're doing. Too much glare.
Yeah, there is a lot of glare. Let me see if I can move this thing around a little bit. Yeah, apologize for that.
Pearl above his head would be sick and look like the Milky Way.
What's that? What was that?
An iridescent pearl above his head.
Yeah, that would. That's actually a great idea.
Welcome to the Time Warp fam, Dave M. And MC Man is also a new member. Welcome.
I'm just going to put a little more detail.
I had a KZ400. It wasn't weak. More like a mini KZ900. The jet ski.
Oh, really? Yeah, you can soup those things up like crazy.
James said, put 8 fingers and up sweeps on the jet ski.
Yeah, my buddies get into that. They actually have a club. I can't remember what they're called the water moccasins. But they're into that. They're out backflip jet skis and stuff. It's pretty crazy. Okay, I think I'm just about done here. I might do a little bit more because I really want like that to like fade up. There we go.
Mr. C said, as a member, we should get a list of Thursday night drinks to choose from for Ashley.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. I'm down.
Every time we get 25 likes, you take a shot. Is that
No,
what?
I don't know about that. I'm drinking
a drink from our little machine called the Witch's Heart today, and it's good.
It's
like
good, huh?
Apple and berry with some vodka. Pretty good. It's purple, like Witch's Brew.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get all crazy on this. I feel like that's pretty good. It's not as good as I did over there. We took a lot more time. Like I said, the thinner you have this and the more you can build it up over the top, the better it's going to look. I'm not going to get too crazy because I want this overall to look fairly dark. I'm also going to be layering candies over the alien so it's not so white. In fact, it's not going to be white at all once we're done. We're going to be blending in purple and blue, but we are going to start with the blue and then we'll hit it with purple to kind of darken things up where we need to. We could even hit it with red over the blue and it'll make our purple. Might actually do that. I haven't mixed up the purple yet, but we could just go red over blue. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and clean out my airbrush here.
How do you join the membership?
You can. How do you do it? You can go to my homepage and there's a subscribe tab on there. Don't get that confused with the Instagram subscribe. That's not the same thing. But I think there's two different tiers. There's $1.99 and then there's a $10 tier. They're going to get you the $10 tier. I think is going to get you 15% off of LiMELiNE on the Big Cartel website, and then the $1.99 is going to get you 5% off. But you're both going to get all of the extra content. So whether you're just $2 a month or you want to, because really 15% off adds up quick. So you can, I know I can see people use that code on there and they save a bunch of money, way more than $10.
Travis said this would be a cool Skinwalker Ranch bike. My daughters and her guy friends tried to make me watch that, and I was not having any part of that thing. What kind of airbrush are you using?
I'm using a tester airbrush. This is one I've been testing for a while that I might carry. But this will be somewheres like around a $50 airbrush. But yeah, it's hard to find a good one to manufacture and make. But this one so far has been really good. I've been through probably like 20 different airbrushes. And there's always been like stupid problems with them, but so far so good on this. All right, we do have a video of how I mix the purple candy. It's pretty important. Somebody actually earlier asked how you mix purple candy or if we sell purple candy. You don't have to really buy purple candy. All you need is the blue and the red. So here's the red. We mix that with the blue, and then we have a purple candy. So you actually don't even have to buy it. Mix them up. So you want to play that video for us, and then they can see exactly how that's done? All right, so hopefully that brings some clarity on how we mix up the candy, the purple candy. This, however, is just blue. We will spray some purple over the top. Like I did mention earlier, we could spray the blue over kind of everything, and then the areas that you do want purple, you can just spray red candy right over that blue, and it will make it purple. However, it's going to be more on the red side of the purple. So you can play around with that about as far as mixing the colors as they're sprayed. You don't necessarily have to mix them together. So hopefully that makes sense. You can build them up since they're transparent to make whatever color you want. So like if you have blue down, you put down a gold. Well, now everything's going to be green. Same thing here. All right, so we have the blue candy, and now what we're doing is I'm just going to go over the alien face here, and I'm just going to kind of blend in from the edges. Rather than just going like back and forth, it's better to be more controlled. Put the shadows kind of where they need to go. Like this area right here, we wouldn't want to put a whole lot of blue candy up in there because you want that to stay really bright. But back in here, we can layer some darker blue. Underneath the brow.
Someone said, would you do a fairing for us? Show us how to paint plastic?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. There was an echo.
Do a fairing and show them how to paint on plastic.
Yeah, we could do that. I have a fairing I actually have to do. So that would be great.
Hey, Ernie, I see you're on here. You won last week, and I don't have your info. Got it.
Oh,
Yeah, you're the last one I was waiting for. So email me so I can get you your stuff.
yeah. So apparently you won something.
You want a
So
candy sack, a truck
yeah,
hat.
you won.
So here, I'll put it in the. I just saw that name. Guys, if I forgot anybody's questions, let me know. And also let me know when we're at 125 so we can spin the wheel. 125 likes.
Oh, don't go too crazy, huh? All these dark areas, you can kind of just hit it with that and kind of blend it out, whatever you think. You know, we're just trying to make this thing blue, but we're not wanting to like literally display blue all over the whole thing.
Courtney Ingram said, looks killer. Ron says, looking good.
All right, so I think I got the alien pretty good. Let me get outside of this a little more. I'm just going to kind of wash right over all of this lightly, but as you can see, I'm back like about 8 inches. Because I do want this candy to kind of give everything that blue tint.
Steve said, why did the song I'm Blue suddenly pop into my head?
Yeah, he's blue now. Then we'll add a little bit of purple, like where it's should be darker. Like I said, I do want to keep pretty light around the top of that. We definitely don't want to fade it all in right there. Let's go up here and we'll hit some blue around the moon.
She's got all kinds of songs going for her head.
All right, let's go ahead and hit this moon and kind of blend it in. As you can see, I'm going to hit this and kind of fade that line in so it's not so crazy. Like, there we go. Keep that sharp there. You can always come back with white again and then hit it again, because that's what we would do in that case as well. Add more highlights, further refine. This is not like the centerpiece to anything. Like, really, I want this to be subtle. That, I mean, everybody's going to look straight at the alien face, I'm sure. Okay, great. Looking good. So what I'll do here.
I said, man, I'm coming out sick.
So,
Demetrius said, dude, that's coming together nicely.
yeah, that should be cool.
Travis said, it's crazy how good a printed piece of paper can look on a bike. Great job so far. Moon needs some craters.
All right, so we got some blue in the cup. We got some red. Add a little bit those two together.
When you use a leaf, is it best to do a double layer?
Yes, if you're, especially if you're new and you don't know how hard to press when you're spinning, do the 2 layers. I always do 2 layers now because it's like having insurance. It's like it's there when you need it, when you're spinning through, or if you have little problems, especially if you don't plan on pinstriping. If you don't pinstripe, you're going to need that edge to be nice and solid. Okay, let me show you this purple real quick. Yeah, y'all did see the video of that, but you can see we turned that blue into a purple shade. We could even put a little more red into that, but I think we're good there. Where did my lid go?
Did you clear over the decal before you painted it?
Yes. Yes, it is clear coated. Yep. This is not the right lid. What did I do with that one?
Your alien just ate it?
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
2 layers. Do you glue over the first layer and add the second?
Glue. So it's glue, leaf, glue, leaf. So you do need to add the second layer of glue over the leaf. But you're going to do all the same things. We have plenty of videos on it, but you're going to want to make sure that you're burnishing that leaf below, making sure it's all pressed down before you move on to the second layer. You need to do both layers really good.
Need some red in the eyes, they said.
Yeah, we should do that. This is more on a bluer side of the purple. Let's see how it looks there. It's pretty good.
Not 2K, correct? It's clear base.
No, it's 2K clear coat and then sanded with 600 grit. So this image has already been flushed in with clear coat. 4 coats. I'm just adding some shadows here and there, you know, wherever you think you need to add a shadow.
Do you always clear between different graphics?
Yes, personally I do. Reason being is because a lot of times there's different levels and you actually need it to dry so you can sand it smooth to be able to smooth out those layers. People have said that they use intercoat clear or clear base coat to do that, but I don't know. It's like that's not really a good material to sand on. And if you ever sanded on like a 1K clear base coat or intercoat clear, it just kind of balls up. And it also, what it does is it kind of shoves sanding residue into the base coat, and it's hard to get that clean. So it's just I feel like it's a dirty way to do it. I like to clear coat it with regular 2K clear coat, come back in the morning and then sand it and you're ready to go again. You know, that way you're adding a little bit of thickness. You're adding that 2K hardness. I mean, you could hit it. You can get lacquer thinners usually won't, you know, bust it up or have any problems. Just a better way to kind of save your artwork and to move on. I'm just adding purple to the background. Purple blue, kind of. I'm not like I said, I want to keep that maybe a little brighter. I am going to hit those, since somebody said something, I might as well hit those eyes with some red. All right, let's go ahead and do that.
Demetrius said, I just watched the first live all working yesterday and you were talking about doing blue over the alien. I want old I wasn't sold until just now when I hopped on into the stream.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure either. Because I really don't know. I thought blue was going to make it look deeper and, yeah, look like it's more into the paint. Red.
How long?
We'll see about how this red looks, though, because I'm a little nervous about that. But I'm going to do it since somebody says something.
How long do you wait before you sand after your 2K clear?
After you sand it? How long do you wait after you sand or before you sand?
Before.
Oh, yeah. So whatever the instructions are, really. But I would say, like, it depends on the temperature. It's like if you clear it like 5 p.m. that day, you just come back in the morning, you should be good. So like 12 hours, 14 hours. If you can wait 24 hours, that's probably optimal. It depends on the clear coat.
Can you spray the clear coat with your airbrush?
Not really. I mean, if you're working on small model cars, like tiny stuff, yes, you can do that. But for anything like this, you would never put 2K clear coat in the airbrush. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. It's all base coats or candies when it comes to this. And you also wouldn't put flake. I get a lot of questions. Can you flake out of an airbrush? You don't flake out of an airbrush just for a paint gun. Okay, we're red here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red.
Charles,
Let me,
Charles said, will this tank fit on my 2019 Triumph Street Triple?
no.
Okay, I'm just gonna do this really light because I'm kind of nervous.
Someone said, damn, that's amazing. You can see it's out of this world.
Oh, that's looking good. Okay.
What
Never
do you-
mind. All right, I'll go a little more.
What are you using to clean the airbrush each time you add a new color?
I'm using lacquer thinner. So you can get the LiMELiNE gun cleaner. Comes with a cleaning brush. Pretty awesome. That's what I'm using this. Or any lacquer thinner. It's gonna work. Okay, I'm gonna hit this just a little bit more and give it a little highlight.
Careful, Adam.
I know.
They said the red eyes. I love it.
Okay. So this is straight red. I'm gonna go ahead and
Nice.
go ahead and blast this on the background and darken up.
Mr. C said, nice try, Charles. How much clear do you use in Oz's speaking? What? It just moved up the screen. Hold on, let me find that question again. Brandon said, how much clear do you use in Oz's speaking on the 4 coats of clear?
How many was it what?
Was a what?
Sorry. Didn't get that. Like the air pressure is pretty loud right here actually.
Oh.
Right on my ear.
Okay. How much clear do you use in Oz's speaking on the 4 coats of clear?
It's I'm gonna take a stab at this one, I guess. Poke around, try to figure out, maybe get this one right. I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that. There's 4 coats of clear over this, and then it's sanded with 600 grit over top of the image. But there is also a lot more clear underneath that because you can go back in the last couple of episodes. We were doing the flames on the side of the tank, also the leafing and stuff like that. This has been coated a few times. All right, this is the red candy. I'm just kind of like shoving this into the back, you know, like way back up into there and make that darker. But one thing I do want to do real quick is to add the little speckle of the
Maybe
stars.
did he mean? Okay,
Let me try to see this again. How much clear do you use in ounces? Speaking on the 4 coats of clear.
That's what you said.
Oh my god.
I told you guys I had a damn witch's heart. I had a damn witch's heart. So see, if we do this,
If I would have read that, I would have got it. I was listening to you with your gibberish, telling me Oz's. Oh god.
well, it's better
Okay.
than you last week when you
Just put
tried
it
to
on the-
say
cola,
No,
and it was
no.
a damn koala bear on there. Write it, and you're like, I don't know, cola.
Let's not bring me up, are we?
Oh, just give me another damn drink. I don't know what the hell I'm
There we
reading.
go. Okay.
I'm sorry, Brandon. I messed up your question. How
So-
many clear do you use in ounces?
Oh, that's a very good question. How many ounces did I use? I used 12 ounces actually on this tank. Now I may have used 14 ounces actually total on this tank, on those 4 coats.
Everyone's saying
That-
ounces. And I said ounces. They're like ounces. Well, God, I can't read it and scroll down that fast. Oh my God,
I'm glad that wasn't me.
idiot. That's usually stuff you do, not me.
I'm just saying, I'm glad that wasn't me. So we want to put some stars in the background here. And so I'm going to pull back on this trigger and it's going to load up like some paint on the tip here. And all we have to do is just blast the paint down on so you can see that right there. It's kind of hard to see. Let me try to get this closer. I know that light's kind of blinding, guys. Let's see here. Pull back, get it like loaded up. And that's going to make it kind of splatter once I hit it. Oh, there we go. Maybe we need to do it a couple times there. There we go. See that? Kind of got to do it a few times, I guess. Get some paint. There we go. A little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit up here. Oh, yeah. All right. A little bit down here. Good. Good. All right. A little bit here without getting on the alien. A little bit here. Okay. Dang, I like that. Okay. So I could have put the candy over top of that, but what's going to happen is when I go to clear it, the white is going to kind of mix in with the candies a little bit further, kind of like, so that's why I don't want to lay anything over the top. It's better just to let that process happen so we get to keep the brighter spots there. But that's looking good. We're going to go ahead and pull this, see what that looks like. I'm going to tape up the edge on the other side real quick, and we're going to lay out some candy paint on top of that silver stripe real quick so you can see how that's done. But we're going to do a blend on it, so it's not, we're not going to be just filling it all the way in.
Can
let's
you
see.
use your paints on RC cars?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
How many coats of clear to berry embossed foil? Oh my gosh, I feel like an idiot. I swear to God, I did that. How many coats of clear to berry embossed foil?
Oh, yeah, that's a lot more. Yeah, that's a lot more. A better way to try to maybe do that would be to use the brush on epoxy. I don't know. I've been looking maybe to do something more that way. That's a tough thing to do, but people have done it a lot though, so don't get discouraged if you really want to do it. It just takes a lot of clear. I've seen a lot of people do it, and actually it looks great. Looks like I have a little bit of overspray right here.
Is it safe to wait a while between sessions / layers?
Is it I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Is it safe to wait? Gosh, I lost the question. Is it safe to wait a while between sessions / layers?
It's you're better to stay on it, but I wouldn't wait like longer than a week before recoating. So I get that question a lot too. A lot of people ask, well, I just sanded it today. Does that mean I need to recoat it today? It all kind of depends on the clear coat. But the window would be more like a few weeks rather than a few days waiting. So if you're just like 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, a week, I wouldn't really worry about it too much. But when you get into like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, you know, you would want to re-scuff that surface because everything kind of like reseals back up. You may have sanded it 2 months ago, but everything kind of like seals up over itself and it doesn't have the adhesion property that it needs in order to stick, because it needs to have some kind of a grit, a tooth to grab onto. So I'm just taking a little bit of lacquer thinner here because a little bit of overspray there.
Can you stack image transfers? Like use a nebula pic from James Webb's telescope, then alien over it?
You could, yes. Yeah, I would say like it'd be better just to Photoshop it and get it the exact way you wanted it, and then just did one transfer. I don't think the depth of it would make a difference, like one being actually on top of the other. I feel like it would all still look the same. I want to make sure I don't have any black. Got a little bit. This is just lacquer thinner, because since this has been clear coated, I'm able to take a little bit of lacquer thinner on a rag and clean it up. So we had a little bit of overspray there, and see right here, right there, a little bit of overspray. So sorry, you probably can't see this, but you're able just to wipe it away because it's been clear coated. So it's all, that's not clear base coat. You wouldn't be able to do that with clear base coat. It's just going to loosen that right back up. But okay, we're looking great right there.
What's the most expensive tank you've done?
Most expensive tank. I don't know. They usually like around like $2,500 would be on the high side, I guess, just for one tank. But I've gotten tips from people that have been a lot. So it's like it's been a paint job, but then they like pay you like triple just to give you to help you out. So yeah, sometimes you get lucky. Grab some tape real quick. Okay, so we do want to tint this. I'm not going to worry about taping off over the alien this way because we're already pretty dark black base coat right there. I'm going to go ahead and just tape off the other side. That way we can mask this off. And we can lay some candy on top of the silver here. It's a nice thing about putting silver leaf on is because you can leave it silver, you can spin it, leave it silver if you like it silver. You can tint it with candy colors. That's what we're going to do here. I'm probably going to do, I might do a purple actually. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a blue or a purple. So I'll probably just do a purple. But not just like I said, I'm not going to just hit this thing and go over the whole stripe. I'm going to blend it in both sides. Also, we want to make sure we don't oversaturate it, because sometimes you'll just like get so much paint and it'll bridge up so high over the tape. When you go to pull it, it'll peel the candy, and that sucks. Nobody likes to see that happen.
Ernie's a new member.
He is?
Yeah.
Is that the one that was asking about it?
Yeah.
All right. Figured it out.
So he emailed us.
Ew.
Nice.
Have you ever had a problem with layering buildup with the way you do your paint jobs pertaining to like buildup?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. And you know what? I put in
assembly.
Oh yeah. Assembly could have. You have to remember, because you might have to like take like in the holes, it'll actually like make them smaller. So you have to take some sandpaper in there, and you have to like. There's certain things that more paint will do that'll cause other problems, but having problems with the paint itself, not really. You know, it's as long as it's better to layer 2K clear coats over the top of each other than layer a whole bunch of uncatalyzed base coats over the top. Because some of these guys are like, okay, we'll just just cover it with inner coat. Well, you're just putting on a big coat of uncatalyzed paint. That's just asking for problems. I mean, I would rather have something that was 2K and clear, but everybody has their own way. I don't know. I'm not saying my way is right. Probably, you know, I just know what's worked for me for many, many years, and none of my stuff really has never really had any problems. You know, people I painted on fiberglass before, and people have problems with that all the time. It's kind of the nature of that, but raw metal. You know, sometimes here, you know, maybe you'll have an adhesion problem. Just happens, part of the game. All right, I'm not gonna worry about fading this way. We've already got a lot of candies, and really, we just need to make sure that we have all the outside shielded.
When scuffing with LiMELiNE sponges, should I scuff wet or dry and then glass cleaner?
Yep, you can do wet or dry. Wet's gonna make your sponges last longer. All right.
The blue really made the alien pop. The red eyes they like. Candy black over the leaf. Do you think there'd be an issue applying candy on 2 separate days, thinking of mixing up everything in one shot and keeping account of coats, but wondering if it would be an issue matching?
No, you should be good. The main thing would be mixing enough paint to have enough to go all the way through. Even then, you can get away with it. Like, but it's just pain. It's pain in the butt not knowing you have the same paint. Yeah, always try to mix up all the paint you need. That would be a good idea.
Colt's wondering how to join. Mr. C, thanks for helping. Thanks, John.
Yeah, you can join on the homepage. I think on the Time Warp Custom Paint homepage on YouTube. There's like a, it just says subscribe. I think subscribe to this channel. And I'll be doing, like I said, more stuff, more behind the scenes kind of stuff. All right. Somebody said black candy. That's a very interesting idea to put black candy on top of leafing. I've never really thought of that.
And we're at 126 likes too, so we need to spin the wheel when you have a break to do that.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm just gonna mix this candy real quick.
Oh, right. Now's a good time?
Sure.
Okay. If I missed anybody's questions,
There was a lot in between there, and me and you guys give me crap for not knowing that. Oh, sorry about that. I guess you could say I'm not perfect. I don't like to admit that, but okay. Everybody do hashtag Time Warp if you haven't yet, and then I'll enter you.
That'll enter you into the wheel.
Yep, we'll
Automatically.
spin this wheel. Thanks, Mr. C and John, everybody else. There's a couple of you that are helping people with the memberships. We appreciate that. Thank you. Swampy, thanks a lot, guys.
All right, let's spin this wheel.
Okay, should I do it now?
Yep.
You ready?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm mixing this candy and I think we're good.
Okay. What are they winning?
Oh, they're winning the tri-pack.
Randy Nish.
All right, Randy Nish. You won it. You did it. I'm proud of you. Okay, so we got some purple candy.
Congrats, guys.
Congratulations.
Good job.
If you didn't win this time, you'll probably win next time. All right, purple candy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for the edge. All right, same thing with this. I'm going to put more on that, but I want to layer it so that has a chance to dry. And we're not oversaturating, getting anything too wet. You can always add more paint and can't really take it back, so keep that in mind.
Alien looks like Lee Van Cleef. I don't know who that is. But music is funny. Stop hashtagging ounces, Colby. Gosh.
That's going to be the next one.
This is ridiculous. Just dang it. I can't wait to see this cleared, said Travis.
We got overspray here? No, we're good. I cleaned that up.
Just so I can clarify, we were talking about Mr. Oz today, and so in my head, when you said
Oh,
ounces and you have an
no.
apostrophe, it looks like it's a person.
No, no, no. That was yesterday. Once again, just building this up so I'm not like piling it on. We don't want to have any crumbs. I'm like, and always like at the, you see how, I was talking earlier about the angles. So at this angle, we are getting the overspray. So if I was spraying it like this, it's less of a blend. Since I'm coming at it at this angle, it's kind of blending into the center.
Josh, thanks for having my back. He did hashtag koala.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Thanks, Josh.
Okay, well, the funny thing is everybody knew I was an idiot.
Kendall said the alien's name is now Oz. Somebody said just needs a cowboy hat. The Wizard of Oz is his name. Mr. C said hashtag Ashley rocks. Josh says I got your back.
Pretty funny.
You know what? I guess laugh it up because it's not very often it's me that's
You're the dummy?
It's usually Adam. So fine.
Yeah, true.
Dave Johnson's a new member.
Right.
Thanks, guys. Lee Van Cleef was the third bad guy in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Oh, I remember that show.
I remember the theme song to it, but I don't think I ever watched it.
Dave said, "What's with the glare tonight? Never had this much trouble seeing what you're doing."
Yeah, it's black, really. Black mirrors, everything. So I'm working on yeah, sorry about that. Lots of glare and little details. Really I could put up a side light, and I was actually thinking about that. I'll do that next week. Let me know if it's better. I'll put aside a couple of side lights.
Can you recommend the Koala brand decal paper?
Did the decal paper? Yes. I can flash that real quick. Didn't talk about that much. This is the, what is it? Koala? Koala. No need to spray, but you need to spray it with some inner coat clear or clear base coat over the top. But it works good.
You killed it on the flames, and I did read someone up there said a ways up said something about flame paint job. Like I guess we talked about that last week. You doing?
Yep. Oh, the crossovers. Somebody want to know about the crossovers because that's a good one because that's crossing over flames doesn't seem that hard, and it's really not once you know a couple of things. There's like especially one with a pinstripe with like a tape pinstripe. There's a method to that that's like pretty valuable to know. Is that what I just jumped and said that? Was that what he was talking about? I don't know.
I think so.
And someone just commented and said real fire.
Oh yeah, we have done some of those. I'm trying to.
Mr. C said you might consider 3 or 4 side lights with cool white bulbs. They give the best natural light.
Really?
In his opinion, yeah.
Okay. Well, I have those LED. Change. I just have this. Yeah. I actually thought about that right before. I thought it was extra glary tonight as well.
Good night, John. And Kendall is a new member.
Thank you.
Good night.
Appreciate that. Well, I'm gonna try to stay posted on that for sure for you guys. We'll update you guys about how everything's going. But I'm just about done with this. We're gonna pull the tape and see what this looks like for good. I just want to make sure it's all even. Let me double check this and give it a good look.
It's a cool project. They like it. Looks cool.
So you see, we just didn't go all crazy. We just did we just kind of shadowed the edges into the middle. Double check it, make sure. It could be a little brighter right here. Let's see, let me hit it right here real quick. Okay.
Randy Dish just sent you a $10 super chat.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. All right, let's pull the rest of this tape. Let's see what this guy looks like. And we got one more giveaway before we go, or what? Or we don't have enough likes for that.
I don't know. Do we have 150 likes?
Yeah, if we do, then we're going to do that real quick. But if not, we're about ready to wrap this thing up because I'm pulling the last. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button.
Season Grit said the purple is sharp. Still think candy black would be cool over the flake, but the purple rocks hard.
Yeah, I've never really thought about candy black over the top of that, but that's interesting. I feel like it would have to be on a brighter paint job, or maybe not. I don't know. That'd be very interesting. Definitely, you'd want to fade it though.
5 new members tonight.
Wow.
That's worth a spin. Let's do it.
Okay, you talked us into it.
Thanks, Dave, for reminding us. Yeah, that's cool. 5 new members. We'll spin for that. Looks sick. Is that black or purple? It looks purple, but I keep hearing you say black.
Yeah, we talked about doing black, but it's actually purple. Okay, we got it. Let's get a better look at this thing, and we'll spin that wheel.
Roy said my first live watching. We'll be watching a lot more.
Yeah, thank you.
Woohoo! Because we get to spin the wheel.
So we got the flames from, one of the earlier lives. We just taped those out with the fine line tape. We sprayed the same kind of purple blue candy up into that. Black candy around the edges. That was super easy. We didn't have to hardly do any masking. I don't know if you guys remember that, but doing flames that way, you can do them so fast. And then we clear coated it, came back, sanded it next day. The next live, we went ahead and did the silver stripe. I cleared it again. The next live, we did the image transfer. I cleared it again, sanded it down, and we just did the backdrop to that, and we blended in the actual image edge. So everything's kind of flows together now. We still have that nice silver stripe, which once it's cleared, that stripe will pop because it's just a 16th inch of metal flake still that we've saved. But we've just been retaping over that same line. But yeah, I mean, that's looking really, really sharp, especially that leafing.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Brian said, have you ever had something you were painting on that little table fall to the floor?
Yeah, fenders all the time, but they kind of roll, so I get lucky. And I have a rubber floor. This is like a rubber. Yeah, if you go to if you guys have a Tractor Supply store or like a store like that, they sell these rubber mats that are for like horse stalls. They're super nice to have in your shop. So yeah, if anything ever does, I've been thinking about putting in my booth this rubber, and then just like, I don't know.
Looks
we'll see.
Fantastic, 100%. Agree on the fade.
Yeah, the fade for sure. Just going at it like if you were just at like, nah, I don't know. You gotta always think when you're applying paint is to follow your tape edges and to blend out. Always do a blend instead of a fill, or unless you're like wanting that solid color, that whole section. But if you're using an airbrush, always try to think of a blend rather than filling something up.
Do you think in the future you will have retail locations for LiMELiNE products or distributors, or think you'll just remain online?
We do have a commercial spot, but we don't have anything set up to really to buy. We're mostly just online right now. It makes it a little bit easier that way.
When waiting an extended period between coats, what grit sandpaper would you suggest using to rescuff the surface?
600 grit. You can also use, if you're new and you're not really, and you're kind of worried about it, or you're using an orbital sander, maybe 800 grit would be a better one to start with. Nothing more coarse than 600 grit, because sometimes when the grit is more coarse, you can drive some of the sanding residue into the paint, quite clean all of the sanding residue off, and you go to clear it and you could see it's like fuzzy there. It's a bad thing, especially on black. So it's better to maybe go with like a stay at minimum 600 grit, but if you're new, 800 grit, 1200 grit would be fine too if that's what you got. Just takes longer to smooth it out.
Is there a way to do a cold paint job like them old 70s, the glow in the dark?
Yeah, there would be. I actually have some glow in the dark paint.
That's badass, bro. Love the purple over the leaf.
Will you clear it again before adding more colors?
Yeah. Yep. I'll clear it again. I always like to clear stuff and then, like I said, go back and then scuff it down. And really, by the time you scuff down with 600 grit into that clear, you're cutting into that. So it's not like you're turning your 4 coats into like 2 or 3, 3 coats. You're cutting some of that down. So you got to remember that as well. You may be laying out 12 or 14 coats total, but you've cut a lot of those out in between the way to smooth out the surfaces and to create the adhesion. Because once again, you need adhesion. You can't just clear it and then just leave it and go with more graphics over the top. You have to sand it smooth because you need that tooth, that grit that's in. Once you sand it, it puts down a texture grit to it that the paint, when it lands on it, has something to grab onto. It's not slick. So keep that in mind. That's how either that or it adheres chemically, but that's a mechanical hold would be to that sanding grit.
Brandon said, I was just asking if the badass flame job was after this, but Mr. C said, nope, that was first.
Yep, that was the first step in this. And I have some other ones I've done. So you can always go back into the past lives, or I think I've done a few flame jobs in a hot rod style. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going to be after this.
The tank looks gorgeous. This looks cool. What are you using for your table?
This is a DJ stand. It was at like a secondhand store, so I don't know. You can't really buy them, but like a stand.
Rob said, this looks amazing, Adam. Got to all the steps. Thank you to both you and Amanda.
You could take that.
Okay, I guess I deserve that after else's comment. I'll take it. Rubber mats also save your back from standing on concrete.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Concrete. Yep. Real nice.
All right.
Oh, who's Amanda, Adam?
Yeah.
No one said.
Funny thing is, that was actually the name of my first girlfriend. That's a weird thing.
That is funny. If that were my project, I would be super stoked. It's well done. Do you sell 800 grit soft block?
No, just 600 grit. But if you're doing it with a soft block, you would just do it with the 600 grit. You don't use 800 if you're using a machine, because you can't get all crazy with it,
Yeah, Adam. Tell Amanda I said hi.
Great.
The purple gave it that holograph look. It will really pop once you do the final clear. Thank you for what you do. Studying your videos has given me the confidence to try taking my painting to the next level. I really appreciate it. Are you going to do a short video after clear? Can't wait to see it cleared.
Yeah, if you're part of the members, I'll do some stuff on it tomorrow. Clearing it, and we'll kind of show you the process of that. But yeah, I'll have some shorter videos of this coming together all the way through the flames and everything. I have been doing some short videos, and I usually do. But there'll be a lengthier one that'll show the whole process of this tank, so you'll be able to see it all in one video. So hopefully that helps you guys.
What's the best clear for your products?
I use LiMELiNE for the Clearcoat.
Looks great as always. Amazing work. Thanks for all that you do. Amanda is from Oz. About time to consider that raise, Adam. Laugh out loud.
Yeah,
What
All
is
right.
the average price that you charge for just the tank?
A tank like this, I would minimum would be $1,500. If it's your homie, $900 would be the cheapest.
Oh, you do a homie hookup, huh?
Well, they'd have to be like a pretty good homie.
I thought you
Like-
said don't do homie hookups. Only every once in a while. Depends on the homie.
Yeah, you gotta help homies.
Rob just said, sorry, not Amanda. I thought I heard your name was Amanda. My apologies. It's okay.
Woo! Oh,
It's Ashley, but you know what? That's all right.
Let's start with an A.
Hey, everybody, let's spin the wheel.
Oh, yeah, let's spin the wheel.
Do your spiel.
Hashtag time warp will get you entered in. If you already haven't done it, you don't need to do it again. So I think there's like you can even say how many people. Usually like 40. Yeah, let's spin it. Let's do it. Let's see.
All right. We'll spin the
All right.
wheel.
Good luck, guys. Last one. Chad Newman.
We forgot to say what he wins.
Oh, yeah, it's the candy pack. Good
Okay.
job. Yeah, that's the best prize anyways. All right, Chad, let us know. And info@LiMELinePaintSupply.com. You'll be able to just let us know your address and stuff, and we'll get that out to you. But we're not going to drag this on too much longer, because what's it been?
I would buy one
2 hours.
if it was red and black. Ashley and Amanda with the hit. Good luck, everyone. Thanks for answering all the questions tonight. I really, really, really appreciate the time you give to share with us to teach these skills.
Yeah, it's not that hard, right?
Don't let you jack my super chat. Congrats
Yeah, you
to
get half
Chad
the
on
super
winning.
chats.
Thanks. Okay, Chad, I'm gonna put just email us your info in here. In this email. And we'll send you your prize.
All right. That it? I'm just going to put that on the... Yeah, so info@LiMELinePaintSupply.com. Let us know that you won. We have your name written down, so... Okay, is that it?
Yep.
All right, we will see you guys next Thursday with something else. I don't know if I'll still be working on this thing. Probably, I don't know, unless I put that. If not, chime in. Let me know on my Instagram what you want me to paint. I know a couple people hit me up on some cubes style, overlapping flames, and we'll look into some stuff like that as well. But yeah, cool. Let's get out of here. Have a good night.
Good night. Send us your pictures too so we can share them next week.
Yep, we'll share those.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Good night, guys.